Hey guys, so today I am so excited to be doing another Ask Tiffany video where I post, I used to do it through Twitter, mostly I've been doing it through Instagram, I would do like through video comments or whatever, but basically I tell you guys I'm doing one of these videos, you guys ask me any questions and then I will go through and answer as many as I can in a video. So I just have to say, like, I don't really like going through all of the comments, which I think there's like about 500 last time I checked, but so obviously we're not going to get through all those, but I'm going to try my best to get through a lot of them, and a lot of them that 459 a lot of them that I can, but I love how as I've done these over the years it's evolved from, you know, like what's your favorite color, what's your favorite lipstick, whatever, to like relationship questions and like deeper things, and I love that, you know. I've been doing this for 8 years, and like I said, over those years as you get to know somebody, I think you value their opinion more. Maybe you guys have seen these before and you've seen me give more like personal like advice or answer more personal questions like that, and I definitely don't want anyone to think that I'm like an expert on anything, or that like I just honestly, I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do or what's best. I just truly am 100% with you guys, and I just will answer it based on what I think. Before we get started, I'll go over a few things. I did want to share with you guys this. I went over all those necklaces several videos back where Blah Blah was having the sale, and I had ordered the monogram necklaces, and they finally came in. They take, I would say give it a few weeks. I think mine came in sooner than they said, but I got this one that is beautiful. It has Olivia's name on it, just very small. I believe you could fit a lot more onto there, but I think it's just so beautiful for even like your name, your significant other's name, that would be really cute, a date, your children's name, which is what I did. And it's just the perfect length to where you don't feel like you're wearing like a big like lasso. You don't have to tuck it. So I love it. I love it so much. And then this one came in too, and I'll link to these below. And I mentioned them to you guys, but I just wanted to show you them in person. You've seen me wear this maybe in that vlog or in a couple videos. This one's more of like a traditional looking monogram, and it's just beautiful. I got my initials on there, and this one's sterling silver. You can get them in like gold and all different. So it's really nice. So I'm very thrilled with that. And I will mention too, I always like to mention sales that I think that we'll all kind of like be interested in. I have a cart going, so I will link below to what I'm getting. But they're also doing a sale that's like up to 70% off, and it's good. It's like kind of like, you know, like how I get excited like the Nordstrom sale and stuff, how you can get like really good things on sale. They've put a lot of really good things on sale. A lot of good chokers, lariat necklaces, this beautiful pave bracelet that I've loved for years is on sale. Things that are literally like half off, and then after the 31st of July, they'll just go back up to regular price. So it's a really cool sale. And I will link below to my pics from that so that I don't take up a whole lot of time. As far as makeup and stuff, I haven't been doing this lately, but I will kind of tell you guys really quickly what I'm wearing. So I did like a just a really simple eye look using my V's-Art palette, just the normal one, which is in my bathroom. I'm not going to go get. I'll link to it. My Anastasia highlight. For my lips, I did not something different, but it's like typical products that I like, but I just haven't worn them in a while. Well, this is kind of new, but it's the Kylie Exposed Lip Liner, which if you have not seen my review on these, I think it's really good and you should check it out. But anyways, the lip liners, don't like everything, but, well, yeah, I don't want to say that. You can just check it out. But lip liners are really good. What is happening here with my, and then I used the Kat Von D. I used the Kat Von D Bow and Arrow. And then right in the middle, I used the Too Faced Melted Sugar. I hate these. I really don't like these. I don't like these Too Faced Melted lipsticks, but I love the one that says Melted Sugar because you can put it right in the middle of any of these liquid lipsticks. These matte ones, just looks beautiful, but I don't like them all over. And then for my lashes, I just did no mascara and did like a wispy just lash look with my Ardell Wispies. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start at the very beginning, so I'm going back to that Instagram photo. I'm just hitting more so that I can get to the top. And yeah, we're just gonna go. I don't know if this is gonna be like 30 minutes or what. I'll see. As I should have brought a drink up here. Oh my gosh, I may have to take a break. Okay, perfect. I don't have like ideas in my head. Don't feel bad if I skip your question. I'm not trying to. I'm just literally gonna go through and just whatever I see, things that I know an answer to off the top of my head that I can Okay, so the very first one, Scott Chartson. I don't know I never know how to pronounce your name, but you comment a lot, and I appreciate that. Okay, it says, if you and Brad could travel any place in the world, where would you go? I would definitely, I'm not like a huge person that's like, oh, I've got to go to all these places overseas. I've been to Paris, I've been a few places, and I would love to go back with Brad and Olivia one day when she gets a little older and can appreciate it. But I would really, I don't know, I really want to go to Bora Bora, like to the Four Seasons, and stay in one of those little, like, you know, huts on the water. But, you know, I feel like I can go to the beach and just like take a cheap road trip down like to an amazing place at the beach, and like along 30A, and like have just as good of a time, like, let's just be honest, which we're gonna do soon. Again, we have like 2 more. We love going there. Biggest tip for college students is to not get caught up in like personal relationships. I know that's bad to say, because so many people are like, oh, you know, I made all these great relationships in college, which yeah, you do. But, you know, focus on like why you're there and like get your education, and don't like try to, you know, live somewhere you can't afford, and don't, oh my gosh, don't get in debt. Like, don't, oh, it's so hard, I know. But just, you know, live with your parents if you have to. Like, do what you gotta do. Don't get horribly in debt that's gonna like ruin you for the next like 5-10 years after college trying to pay it back. So just try to, you know, try to make a smart decision. I got the like the Hope Scholarship that was for Georgia, and while I got accepted to a lot of schools where I could have gone and stayed, I went to a school that I could live with my parents and go to. And I know that's not like for everybody. I didn't end up with any like student loans or anything. But even if I had not have done that, even if I hadn't have had my my scholarship, where my school was basically like 100% covered, I would have, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have made the decision to go to like the most expensive place or somewhere where I would have to like have tons of loans or like put my parents out, you know what I mean? But nowadays, like going to the biggest, best place doesn't always matter with like your actual job that you get. So just keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, okay, this is funny. Okay, whatever happened to that sequin Coach bag from Vegas? Girl, I don't know. That thing probably ended up back in Vegas. That's the only place for it. I think I sold it. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. That was such a fun trip, and I loved that bag. My sequined Coach bag. I went into, how many years ago was this? Early YouTube days. Yes, that was so early. That was like 8 years ago. Man, I went into, I don't even know what store. I think it was like Macy's or something. I don't even remember. And I got this sequin Coach bag. I thought I was I really hope that bag, I sold it. I really hope that bag is alive and well, preferably in Vegas, living it up. I'm just gonna address this. A lot of people ask like tons of questions, any plans for another baby? And I never really answer that because, oh, one, it's just, that's personal and whatever, but I don't think I really ever even talked about that when we were planning to have Olivia. I wasn't like sharing my struggles and like trying to be like, yeah, you know, this is what's happening. I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll see where life takes us. What are your top 3 tips for viewer/follower engagement on social media? I'll probably hit this again, I'm sure, as like, because I do know that there were a few questions that I saw about like YouTube and stuff and like how to build a following. And I always say this, and this has been so consistent since the beginning, I didn't follow a formula. I literally just came on, I posted content that was relevant to me that I was interested in. I didn't try to do what other people were doing. I didn't try to do what someone else was telling me to do. I just did things that I would want to see, things that like I was interested in, and talked about things that I like, which I think translates to a more like genuine, you know, if you guys were coming on here and you could tell I was talking about something that I wasn't into, you'd be like, you wouldn't be into it either. So just be real, be yourself, about like engagement and stuff. So I'm just myself. I don't try to post things that aren't me. I don't try to, you know what I mean? I don't try to do things just because someone else is doing it, or because then nobody cares, like someone else is already doing it, you know? You've got to be yourself, and I think that's just proof that if you're yourself, if you're yourself and you're doing something that you love and you're being authentic, then, you know, the following will come to you. You can always pay people for followers. You could pay people for subscribers. You could do all this. But I'm very proud to say that every single subscriber that I've ever had is someone that actually has clicked and has wanted to subscribe, and I've never done any of that. So I don't care. I'm not trying to bash anybody. No hate on anyone that does that. But like I said, this is my experience, and I'm not speaking toward like what anyone else on YouTube chooses to do. I just think you've got to be authentic, because at some point when you stop paying for people for that following, and you stop paying an agent for like placements, and you stop doing certain things with, then where are you left, you know? So I just always tried to do what, it's just me, you know, it's just me. I'm happy to say that, you know, I don't have to worry about any of that. Top 5 investment shoes and heels. I guess when you're saying like, I would say things that you could like resell. Not that that's what, but I not that I like to resell things, because if I have something that I like, I will keep it. But the Valentina Rockstud shoes, they are expensive, but they are super comfortable. They make any outfit look fabulous. Like you could literally wear like a Hanes men's t-shirt and like crappy jeans and put those on, and you look like you're wearing something special. And you could always, I mean, people sell those, and like, you know, but I wouldn't want to do that. But I'm saying like when you say investment, Chanel espadrilles, again, that's like, if you can get your hands on those, get them, because people wear them and then sell them for more than they bought them for, because they're one of those things that you can't get all the time. They're not readily available. But again, those are very comfortable. They make your outfits look amazing. I'm not so into Louboutins anymore. I really like them. And I have a few pairs that are very basic, but they're just not the most comfortable shoes. The few pairs that I have are comfortable, but I've had so many over the years that I've sold, and you know, they're more like special occasion shoes for me, like basics. Like I have a nude pair, a black pair. Okay, so Danielle Spicer Coons, I'm sorry. She says, why have you stayed in Georgia when so many other YouTubers moved to LA? Because I can be just as successful in Georgia than YouTube. You can do it anywhere. That's the beauty of YouTube. And I know, I've noticed that like a lot of people move to LA, and I'll admit, like the first time I went to LA, you know, you kind of get impressed with it. And I think if I would have been super young, I may have been even, I don't know, but having houses here and like living here for a while, it's nowhere I would ever want to live. It's pretty to go, not pretty, I don't want to say it's pretty. Some areas are really pretty. It's nice to go and visit. It's very touristy, I feel. It's very kind of like sceney. But as far as like living like with a home and stuff, I wouldn't want to live there. I get it if you're like in the industry, like if you're in the makeup industry, if you're in the fashion industry, if you're creating something like where you have to be closer to your people, I don't know, like a warehouse or things like that. Totally get it. Or if you're trying to like be an actress or something. But if you're doing YouTube and you're smart about like doing things, like you can work from anywhere. You don't have to work there. But yeah, this is the only place I would ever want to live. It's just perfect and beautiful, and I just absolutely love it here. We're close to everything. We can get to the best like shopping, but we're also in a very quiet area, very like nature. We can be in the mountains. It's just perfect. And I wouldn't ever want to live anywhere else. This girl asked me if I've ever had any Botox or injectables. Someone asked me that the other day, and no, I've never. I have considered getting Botox, and I think I might eventually, like here. Okay, let me just tell you, the type of forehead I have when I move, and I don't get those. I don't have a lot of lines, you know? I do have right there, but it's not here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have, like when I frown, I don't have these. I don't have a lot of issues here. The only thing I ever notice is like sometimes I feel like I have a little bit of like, but then I wouldn't want that to affect like when I smile. I don't want to look like this. You know what I mean? But I like to kind of like, you know, move around. But I will say, I know a ton of people that have that. It looks perfect, and they look like themselves, but better. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I'm sure I'll do it eventually. But it's just nothing that well, my eyebrows are really bushy right now. It's nothing that I've done. People ask a lot about YouTube, and is this your full-time job? Like, and I've kind of explained this before, but yes, when I started my channel, you know, it was just posting and, you know, views, and that's what was important. But then once you're on for a while and nobody's YouTube career, nobody can even, people cannot even, I see people that try to predict how much money someone makes, and it's totally like, you just can't do that, because you kind of have to be smart and do different things behind the scenes, like working with different companies that may approach you or things like that kind of come from YouTube. But then at the same time, you know, this is kind of the basis for everything. But over the years, it just kind of evolves into different things. What is the most surprising thing about being a mama? Something that you didn't expect. I just realized I'm not reading people's name. Laura KM. Most surprising thing is that I can continue with my life. We've been together for 12 years. We were together like 10 years before having her, and married for, I think, 6 before having her. And, you know, I think what it was we had just this, a lifestyle, you know, when we were just so used to what we did, that I think we were afraid it would just be, everything would just be turned upside down, not in a bad way, but it was unknown, you know, and you didn't know, am I going to be able to still work as much? Am I going to be able to do this? And yeah, you know, everything, it made everything so much better. And I'm not trying to say, I feel like we've just managed our time well, and it's been good. Like we've made decisions, like business decisions and things that have made us more available for her. Brad's here a lot, which is really nice, and it's helped us have, I mean, we've had like the best years ever, so it's been great. Marriage tips on keeping your marriage fulfilling and a happy relationship. I think people get caught up in like stress of everyday life. You end up like barking at each other and like, well, do this, I'm stressed out about this. And you can't lose sight of each other. You have to really have respect for the other person and do things that make them happy like you used to in the beginning, you know, like not, you know, you just have to have like a focus on the other person, like as your friend and someone that you like respect and love. Communication is important. We joke around with each other. We don't take things too seriously. If we get upset with each other, like we will say it right away. It's not like sunshine and roses. We never say anything. Like, yeah, if I don't like something, I'll say it, and same with him, but we're respectful of each other, and we don't go to like an out of control, like idiotic place where you're like insulting each other and like it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? I think people just get wrapped up in like, you have to realize this is, I don't know. I mean, I think if you're with the right person and you are with them for the right reasons in the beginning, like you love them and you respect them and stuff, then that should be pretty, yeah, it's pretty simple. Okay, so this girl said that she, Rose D'Agostino, says she's purchasing an Louis Vuitton from pre-owned stores, Bella Bag and Fashion File. Do you recommend these places? She likes the Louis Vuitton backpack I had in my last vlog. I really love that backpack too. I've had it for years, and it's been one of those things where I didn't really like in the beginning, before I started using it for a bag for Olivia. It's great now that everywhere we go and we hold hands, you know, like I'm holding her hand everywhere. If we walk around, it's great to not have like a bag, like, you know, as you're leaning over, flopping around. So I really like that. I like carrying my Rebecca Minkoff backpack too. So backpacks are really good. And that one's so comfortable. They don't make it anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, you do have to buy that one pre-owned. But like I said, I've had mine for years, and it was one of those things where when I bought it, I thought, I don't know about this, and I'm probably gonna sell it. So I never really showed it. It stayed in the bag, and I just started carrying it because I thought, why not? Like, it's so good. So I've really, really enjoyed that. Bella Bag and Fashion File, I have experience with both. I've never purchased anything from Bella Bag, but I have sold there. They do have a showroom in Atlanta, or a store in Atlanta. And I've actually, like, I remember one time I sold something back, and the actual like owner called me about like the bag. It was just really nice, you know. I mean, I feel like I don't have experience buying from them. I've never had a problem with it. I don't have experience like that. But with Fashion File, I did have a problem with an item once. I've sold a ton of stuff to Fashion File. I've purchased things from Fashion File, just great experiences. I did have an experience one time where I purchased something and it was an expensive item and something was really wrong with it. And I called them. They were super nice, just accepted it back. It was no problem, an instant refund. It was great. They didn't know who I was or anything. They didn't know I was going to talk about them. But yeah, I've had a really good experience with them as well. And then I noticed when they put that item back on, and then they like disclosed, you know, what was wrong with it, because I thought that's weird. But I don't know, I would recommend both. I think that they're both good. I feel kind of like Fashion File has better prices. That's just my 100% honest opinion. Best financial advice to invest, or how to start investing. Any tips? Again, I'm not an expert, and I'm not saying I do everything right, but I'm saying I'm really happy with what's happened. And our kind of accidental situation with getting started with that was that we purchased our first home, and it was, you know, again, like really small. It was very much within our budget. We took what we could afford and like essentially cut it in half. Brad was huge on that, you know, like not getting in over our heads. That was, you know, years back. A few years in, we had saved a ton of money, and, you know, my business was doing much better, and we were ready to move on and have more privacy and, you know, a yard. And the market had essentially just dropped, where our house was worth so much less than what we paid for it. And I'm not, you know, I'm like, we can't lose that. Like, it's just stupid, but we want to get out of here. So our realtor was like, you know, turn this into a rental. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That made me so nervous. But it turned into a really, really great experience. We have had an amazing experience doing that within a few years, you know, depending on, I guess, how you start off, you know, how much you've put down on your house, or if you bought it, or how much you financed, whatever, you know, you can have it paid off in a few years. That's how rentals work. You know, if someone's paying you and you're paying your house, but you can get it saved, or you can get it paid off so quickly. And then the money that they're paying now for rent can essentially pay toward a new rental property or the house that you live in, you know, if you haven't paid for it. So it's really cool. And our goal is to every 3 years try to get something different. So now we're in the position where we are ready to do something else like that. We want to stay here, obviously. I want to live here, but maybe get another rental property. You may not see it as something that's going to give you like a ton of like profits right away. But you think about it, like this property is being paid for. You know, you're essentially, you know, I mean, there's no other investments really that you could do that where it's being paid for. Someone else is paying the rent, and then you're paying off. You know, it's paying off your house. So I think that's really cool. And then when it comes time to retire, you'll have paid for properties that will be something that you could sell and get like a huge chunk from, or you could just keep renting them and having income the rest of your life, which I think is so cool. We're kind of doing something else with that as well. And then obviously we have like investment accounts and stuff you can do. I mean, obviously I'm not going to give advice on that because you can't. But, you know, just go to a financial advisor, which we have a financial advisor too, which helps plan for our retirement. And, you know, it's just really cool. It's just really cool. And then I'm a big saver too, so I like to save. And it's easier than you think. You don't have to have like bucket loads of money to start this out. So just start off and you'll be really surprised at what can happen. It's really cool. Have you ever attended IMATS or done a collaboration with a certain brand? I have. I've collaborated with a lot of brands, and a lot that you don't even know. A lot behind the scenes, like I said, I think I've explained this a little bit before, but things that I wouldn't even talk about, or things that don't have anything to do with videos, but just brands that might like value your opinion to help you name products or help you, things that you probably have and you wouldn't even know that I've helped with. So that's kind of cool. Just a lot of behind the scenes things. And then of course, years ago I did my Sigma palettes and things that were so much fun. And then I lost my place. IMATS, where am I? Yeah, I went to IMATS a lot. I haven't since Olivia was born. I think the last one I went to was 2014, is that right? But yeah, I didn't, no, 2013, I don't remember. But yeah, I always loved doing that, but it has changed a lot. Not sure if I would ever really go back, but I don't know. Can you share some of your easy weeknight dinners you make as a busy mom? Well, I have not been super into cooking. I'm just gonna admit it, and I don't really even care. Like, I like to cook. Every day I make lunch and dinner for Olivia. Olivia likes really basic things. She doesn't like anything that's like really wet with a sauce. She likes potatoes, she likes beans, she likes broccoli, raw broccoli. She likes chicken, cheese, bread, just very basic kid stuff. I really love the crock pot. I love making chicken in there. It's just easy and simple. We would do breakfast for dinner a lot. That's an easy weeknight dinner. You can't get any easier than that. Baking some chicken with some sauce on it. Like, it's just really simple. I don't know. I just don't make it too crazy. I'm not a gourmet chef. I don't pretend that I am. But I do have a few things that I make that Brad really likes. Spaghetti, anything with pasta. So simple. That's my go-to, is making like pasta with just a simple sauce and some meat or no meat. It's just whatever. I feel like a lot of these are like similar questions that I've been asked before. So I'm trying to, oh, where is your white band ring from? Oh, I should have mentioned this too. Okay, so lately, and I think this, she asked about this, it looked white. It's not, but in the picture, it may have looked white. So yeah, this is my love ring that Brad gave me when Olivia was born. This ring, do you think it's fancy? It looks kind of fancy. It's not. It's like, right now I think it's like around $15 at Bauble Bar because it is a part of the sale, so I'll link to that too. Perfect question. Everyday Glam 113. I love it stacked with this ring. It would look beautiful stacked with any ring, but it just looks so much nicer than it is. And it comes in all different colors. This actually looks like little diamonds, like little pave diamonds, but it's very light green stones. But they don't even look green. But they're just really pretty. So I love stacking it with that. I was thinking about getting another love ring one day and then just like keep like stacking them and like wearing them on different fingers, but I think that looks so gorgeous. What advice, I think people have asked me that, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? And I'm sure I said something kind of like funny and smart at the time, but honestly, I don't know. Like I think about this and I'm like, I wouldn't give myself any advice because there's things that you wish you hadn't done or things that hadn't happened, but then you think back and you're like, if that hadn't happened, would you be where you are now? And I mean, if I was like really unhappy, maybe I would give myself some advice, but I feel like things are just going really well. I'm really happy. And I don't know. I don't know if I would give myself advice. Where do you eat? Girl, I eat all over the place. She said the food from the vlog looked good. I love Cheesecake Factory, just typical places. You guys know, if you guys know my blogs, you know, or watch my vlogs, you know where I like to eat. I could eat Cheesecake Factory every single day though, and I probably could eat something different every single time. It's just so good. What was my favorite and least favorite thing about pregnancy? My favorite thing about pregnancy, and I did pregnancy blogs and stuff or vlogs. My favorite thing, I felt really comfortable with myself. I gained like 58 pounds. I felt so good. I remember thinking, I don't look any different. Look guys, I look the same. And it wasn't because I was, but I just really felt good. And then I look back and I'm like, whoa girl. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had such a good time being pregnant. I don't know. I just felt comfortable with myself. I thought that it was fun dressing pregnant. At the end though, it was rough. Just being uncomfortable, you know, and swelling. And since going back to blonde, Sarah Han 1984 asked, how often do you get your color done? They seem to grow in so nicely and blend. Well, yeah, because I am getting it done totally different than I did before in the years past. Now, the color looks the same. It's the same tone and everything. But my natural hair color is really like warm brown. Like this natural. When my hairstylist does my hair, she does not put like foils and paint in at the roots so that when you grow it out, you're like left with blonde roots. You know what I'm saying? She just kind of feathers the pieces. And I think what she does is, it's like a balayage technique. She kind of teases it a little at the roots so that when she paints it on, it's not being painted on like chunky to like smooth hair. It's like already your hair's kind of mussed up a little. Is that a word? It's kind of like messed up a little. And you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of makes it look a little softer. So then essentially you could let it grow out as long as you want. Like I would never have roots. So that is me all day because, I mean, that's for me all day because I'm not a maintenance person. I can't. What's your favorite part about being a mom? A lot of people ask that. Just being a mom, having Olivia here, I love it. I love watching her grow, just teaching her new things, watching her learn. It's just so fun. What's your favorite diptyque scent? The Bay scent, B-A-I-E-S, it's the best. How did you conquer the fear? The Kylie Jillian asks, how did you conquer the fear of what family, friends, trolls would think of you or your YouTube channel? I would not put those in the same. I mean, nobody really cares, but family and friends, what they think about my YouTube channel. When I first started, I was really hesitant about telling anybody for the first few months. Brad knew, obviously, and he encouraged me to do it. And of course, then no one was really making money from it. And you know, I don't even think they were running ads on YouTube videos. It just didn't exist. That's not why people were joining it. It was something that you know, I'd gone to college for education. I was trying to get a job. I just didn't see it as a real job, and it wasn't a real job. Like, it was just a hobby. I didn't tell anybody about it really, like I said, except for Brad. But then when I started making money from it, I thought, okay, you know, if I'm gonna do this instead of something else and make it into something, you know, it's something that I love. It's something I can be authentic with. It's not something, you know, I mean, any job, you're being paid to do something. So it's not surprising, you know, that people can turn this into something too. But I was happy that I could do it authentically, and I felt good about that. Like I said, on the other hand, it was hard because I thought, how am I gonna break it to everybody? And I just remember like showing my mom and my grandma one day, and I'm like, here this is, you know, and telling like everybody, and everybody was cool about it. And I thought, okay, well, that wasn't as big of a deal as I thought. And then of course now it's just known that that's what I do. I think what it is with family and friends, like I remember in the beginning I was a little hesitant because I thought this isn't like a real, yeah, it was weird to me that when I started making money that I was making money off of something like this, and it felt strange. Because it wasn't like a typical job. But then of course, you know, you can, like I said, you turn it into that. It's not just like you're getting paid to post videos and do nothing. You know, you have to be smart and turning it into other things. So like I said, you can't predict, you know, things about YouTube because it's not cut and dry, because you don't know what people are doing behind the scenes. So it is kind of cool. And I feel like I've been smart with it, and I've turned it into something that I'm proud of. But as far as what people think, I am not embarrassed at all. When people see it for the first time, it's like seeing yourself on camera. Like if someone pulls it up that you don't know, or, you know, for the first time, you're like, you know, but I have no shame as far as like friends, family, because I'm not playing a part. I'm not any different than that would be weird, because all my friends and family know what I do. They know my channel and stuff, but it would be really weird if I was on here being someone that's not me. So that's just it right there. It's like, I'm being authentic, so what do I care? And then with trolls, it's like, there's just different types of people on the internet that some people get really upset, and I understand that, but you just can't. I think the way I and most people look at that is there is a culture of people online, these trolls, and it's a lot of grown women and people that get together. Maybe they don't feel heard in real life, or they feel like, you know, they need a place to belong, and they're doing things that, like, you know, kids did in high school, and like, you know, making fun of someone else, and it's just ridiculous. But, you know, I just don't take it seriously, and I think that if they knew how sad it looked, I think they think that, oh, I'm gonna get to them, or I'm gonna say something, but really you're just, maybe they're trying to make themselves look less sad. I don't know, but I think if they really knew how it was coming across, they would like run for the freaking hills. That doesn't even never internalize anything. It's just, this is what it is. With trolls and with people leaving bad comments, it's not that you ever internalize it or think, oh, really? Do I look like a potato? Seriously, like, y'all have given me so many laughs over the years. You have no idea. So you've helped me a lot. But it's tiring. It's tiring to see grown women be so dumb. And I see YouTube, I see all of these comments, and I'm thinking, wow, women are freaking awesome. People are building each other up. You know, I'm here talking to you because I value you guys. Like, I value talking, you know, but then, you know, you see these things and you're just like, oh, it's not that you believe any of it, it's that you're just like, stop, you're so annoying, and it's like tiring. That's the only thing that trolls look like. They never affect anybody, I think, that are successful or that are doing good things. I think it's just that it's so tiring. Like, are you serious? You look so stupid. So I think if they knew how they would look, they would just be like, it's totally, I think, the opposite of what they're trying to do. I don't even read it. If I see something bad, or if I just block it and move on. It's like, whatever. What are your dreams or goals in life at the moment? I always have goals. I think that's so important. And again, going back to that, what advice would you give college students? Set goals and be realistic, and don't ever feel like you have to be doing something someone else is doing. Just set goals for yourself. But my goals, it's really cool because I do feel like I have done pretty much I don't want to say I've done everything I want to do, because that's bad to say, but I'm really happy. There's nothing material that I want different than anything. You know, material objects are one thing. That's, you know, you might say, oh, I'd love to have this certain car, or I'd love to have this certain this or that. I've got all that. Like, I've got everything that I'd ever want. But that doesn't make you happy. Being successful, being able to support your family, being like having love and family, those are like goals of mine. We want to get some more properties. My biggest thing though, I would like to get a house at the beach, and I want to say within 5 years, but I'm just gonna say like within 10 years, I'm gonna have like the most badass house at the beach. Let's just say I want to say within 5 years. I want to say within 2 years, that would be nice. But I think I want to get a few more things. We want to do a few more things before then. But yeah, it would be really nice to like build something at the beach or to have something really cool. What did you do to lose the postpartum weight? You look great. LK in Rove says, thank you so much. I will be totally honest with you. You know, I've done a few videos where I talked about that. And you know, I've always been really honest with you guys. I'm not a hardcore dieter. I don't pretend to eat foods that I don't. I eat like a normal I don't want to say normal I eat like my normal. I don't, you know, deprive myself, but I do eat pretty healthy. I've always ate pretty healthy. If you guys see me eat fast food like twice a week, you guys are like, oh my gosh, how does she eat like that? I don't eat like that every day. But you know, I'm not a gym person. I don't have a trainer. I don't work out. I walk. I love to go on walks. I love to stay active. Olivia has kept me so active. It's like weight training all day, every day, especially before she could walk. And I was really picking her up a lot. But now it's like she's all over the place. But maybe my arms will like not be as toned anymore, and then I'll have to start doing something. Brad has like a full gym, so it's nice to know that I can use his weights and stuff, because I do like, I've always had okay, and let me just say, people I think are very unrealistic about working out and things like that. You see people giving advice that may be like naturally thin, people that are saying, man, I have to do this and that and this and that, that may not be naturally thin, that have to work a little harder. So I think it's kind of just dangerous to look at someone and say, oh my gosh, well look what she's doing, because we're all so different. And I'll be honest with you, you know, I know people hate to hear it when people say, well, I'm just naturally thin. I don't have to do that. You know, it's hard for me to gain weight. Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid to say, like who says that? But at the same time, I think it's important not to portray this like, oh, look, I just lost all this weight. I lost 55 pounds after pregnancy and I'm back to normal. You know, I think you can't do that either, because then it's like people want to punch you in the face too. So I try just to, you know, I've always said that I maybe have not had to work as much as someone else, because honestly, I have never had a weight problem. And that's just being honest. I'm just being real with you guys, because I think it'd be stupider for me to act like I did all this hard work and did something that, you know, if you're struggling with weight, you may not be able to do. And you're like, how, you know? So I do want to be honest. Yeah, it did not come off right away. It took me a good 6 months for me to feel like myself again. And that was with just regular, you know, walking, exercise. I did have a C-section, so it was really hard for me to get back going after, you know, I couldn't just, I mean, I was hit hard for a good month. I mean, it was like a major surgery. Like I couldn't move around like I wanted to. And that was really hard, but I just walked, you know, I tried to stay active. We have a lot of hills in our neighborhood, and that really helped. You know, if I hadn't done that, I don't think it would have, I think it would have been a lot worse. So just being active. I didn't go to McDonald's every day, but I didn't say, okay, no McDonald's. I just ate McDonald's like I normally do. Or when I say McDonald's, like fast food. You know, if I want Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna have it. If I want McDonald's, I'm gonna have it. If I want Burger King, I'm gonna have it. But I do it like I would normally do it, like a couple times a week, no big deal. And then in between, you know, I don't gorge out on big, like, you know, fried meals and tons of bread, because I don't like that anyways. We eat pretty lean for dinner and for lunch and breakfast. You know, once I got back to my normal habits, I kind of went back to how I was before naturally. And then also kind of exercised. So just be realistic. Know that if you have issues with weight or something, you may have to work a little harder and, you know, watch yourself a little more. If not, don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself time, you know? Gosh, these are so good. I think I'm gonna do a part 2. Oh my gosh, I am not even halfway through the comments. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. Okay, I'll do a part 2, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.